So I saw your like story. Like I guess when you are young, a bit like teenage, I saw your body is not really right now situation like a bit thin and you look like a boy. And right now you look
Mhm.
muscular and you have like success in content creation. Also like your boxing skill is really good and your body is like really really good and like look muscular. Like what's that change you? Yeah, to be a
Um,
boy to a really man. Yeah.
well, you know what? I love talking about boxing. So thanks for the
Okay.
question. And
Yeah.
yeah, when I was growing up, I wasn't really a boxing fan. It was a late passion, let's say, something that I got to know later in my life, let's say. I mean, I'm only 30. I can't really say later in my life, but still later in my late 20s, let's say, in my late 20s. If by the way, if I had been a boxing fan when I was in my late 20s, I would have been a boxer now. I just love it so much. I think so. The one guy who made me fall in love with boxing is Manny Pacquiao, a Filipino boxer,
Mhm.
an unbelievable fighter. So growing up, talking about a little bit about my past. Um, at 16, I think I was already working hard with my dad. My dad is, a workaholic, so he's a pastor. I mean, he was a pastor, and he technically he's still a pastor, a Christian minister. But in his free times, which are the weekdays, of course, we would work in the woods, always, all the time in the woods. We would spend uh like 3, 4 nights a week in the woods, and we would work with woods. So I was pretty strong since 18, 19. By 18, 19, I was pretty strong, but I didn't have any interest or any knowledge about boxing until I was 21 or so, because I think the first year, the first time I really fell in love with boxing was in 2014 or 15, I think 15, when Pacquiao fought Mayweather. That's the time when I was serious. I was beginning to be serious about boxing. So after that, I began training. I think it's my, I don't want to sound big here, but I think it's in my instinct. I'm instinctively uh, athletic or physically gifted, let's say, but not in other areas, but in fighting aspects, let's say, in fighting aspect. I'm not a fighter, and I can't really fight. I mean, I'm not even an amateur boxer, but I'm naturally athletic, let's say, pretty strong, big shoulders for my size and for my height. And it also gave me a lot of confidence. By the way, speaking English is one thing, and being strong and being fit, let's say, also gave me a lot of confidence. I was really, really a confident guy, but not a boastful, arrogant guy, of course. I mean, I was a maniac, actually. I was a maniac. I was running miles almost every day. I don't know. I didn't know what to do, but I just love it. So if I had had this knowledge that I have now, like 10
Yeah.
years ago, let's say, I would have been a fighter for sure. No problem. No question, no
Oh,
doubt.
really?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No question,
Yeah.
no question. But before age 16, let's say, I wasn't really a sporty guy. I didn't do any sports when I was a
Mhm.
teenager up until 16, age 16 or 17. I didn't do anything physical. Oh, I didn't even play football, chin low. I was a home guy. I was a mommy guy. So my mom loved me so much. So
Ah,
I was, yeah, always at
ah,
home being this Jacob guy, nice guy at home. I ended up being, having a big belly. I
I
ended up
see.
having a big belly when I was like 14 or 15. Um, but yeah, it changed me. Boxing changed me a lot. And I'm not even a boxer. I'm not even an amateur fighter, but
Mhm.
loving it makes me, when you love it, it makes you act, right?
Mhm.
Love is active. It's not passive, I should say. So when you love something, when you're passionate about something, it it makes you act, right? So I pick up some training either by myself or in the gym, and yeah, it has helped me a lot. And there were a lot of times when I felt depressed. I don't want to use the word depression, but yeah, I have to be real. I have to be honest. Especially in the late 2020s, I was under a lot of pressure. Let's just call pressure and stress. So boxing was the thing that got me going. Yeah, seriously. And like I said, I'm not even a boxer. I wasn't even a boxer, but I would go to the gym almost every day. And there is, in Yangon, back where I live, in Yangon, that there is a gym. There is
Uh-huh.
a small gym actually. It's a fitness gym actually. It's not even
Mm,
a martial arts gym. So they have this heavy
mm,
bag, small heavy bag, and I would go there and everything I do is just punch the heavy bag. Sometimes I would lift, small weights, not heavy weights. And, just releasing my anger or all the stress that I have on the heavy bag with, every strength that I have, every power that I can generate from myself. Bro, I don't know about other people, but when I do it, it helps me a lot. It
yeah, yeah,
releases a
I
lot
see.
of
Yeah.
stress out of me. So that was boxing was a big help in those stressful times. I don't know where the stress was coming from, but
Mhm.
in those late 2020s, oh, it was a those were hard years for me, but luckily
Mhm.
I got over them, and now here we are. Yeah, boxing was a big deal for me. Yeah.